In 2024, Olivia Munn and John Mulaney's journey to parenthood took an unexpected but deeply personal turn when they welcomed their daughter, May, via surrogacy. While the couple had long wanted to start a family, Olivia's path to becoming a mother was marked by unforeseen challenges, particularly concerning her health. Munn, best known for her roles in X-Men and her outspoken social media presence, opened up about her experience, shedding light on both the emotional and physical obstacles she faced due to her previous breast cancer diagnosis. The couple's surrogacy journey was both a deeply emotional and practical decision. After learning that carrying another child could pose significant risks to her health, given her history with breast cancer, Olivia and John explored alternative routes to parenthood. For Munn, the idea of surrogacy was not a simple solution but a necessary one. Having been diagnosed with breast cancer in her early 30s, Munn underwent treatments that made it clear that becoming pregnant again could endanger her health. The toll chemotherapy took on her body was one she couldn't ignore, and the risk of further complications during pregnancy was a real concern. The realization that she might not be able to carry a child herself came as a heartbreaking blow to Munn, who had always dreamed of motherhood. However, after careful discussions with her medical team, they ultimately decided that surrogacy was the safest option for them. Olivia and John had been very open about their hopes for a family, and when they learned that surrogacy was not just an option but the only viable path to expand their family, they committed themselves to making the process as smooth and fulfilling as possible. Surrogacy, however, was not without its challenges. It required a new kind of emotional and physical investment, not just for Olivia and John, but for everyone involved. Munn detailed the intricacies of the process, which included selecting a surrogate and undergoing the medical procedures necessary to ensure a successful pregnancy. The couple worked with professionals who guided them through the often complex steps, from finding a surrogate who was a good match to ensuring that the embryo transfer was successful. The experience was filled with moments of uncertainty, as many aspects of surrogacy, particularly the emotional toll of not carrying the baby, were difficult for Munn to navigate. Despite the emotional complexities, Munn expressed deep gratitude for the surrogate who helped make her dreams of motherhood come true. For Olivia, it was essential to maintain a sense of connection to the pregnancy, even though she was not physically carrying her daughter. She regularly communicated with the surrogate throughout the pregnancy, offering emotional support and keeping close tabs on the development of her baby. The process was an exercise in patience, as both she and John had to relinquish control over the timing of key milestones. Still, the love and anticipation they felt for their unborn child remained unwavering. Munn also acknowledged the importance of the medical team that guided them throughout the surrogacy journey. Surrogacy often involves a complex array of legal, medical, and emotional components, and Olivia expressed how crucial it was to have a team that was not only experienced but also compassionate. It wasn't just about getting the pregnancy to succeed, it was about ensuring that everyone involved felt supported. Munn's breast cancer experience made it clear that the health and safety of everyone in the process were paramount, and she didn't take these responsibilities lightly. The actress's openness about her health challenges, particularly her breast cancer diagnosis, had already inspired many fans and followers. She had first shared her cancer journey with the public in a raw and candid Instagram post, where she explained her diagnosis, treatment, and the emotional toll it had taken on her life. At that time, she hadn't imagined that her journey would lead her to surrogacy. But her cancer diagnosis had already shaped much of how she approached life and motherhood. It was clear that she viewed her health as a constant balancing act between self-care and striving to achieve her dreams, with the health of her future children at the forefront of her mind. Throughout the surrogacy process, Munn also had to reckon with her own feelings of guilt and grief. She shared that, despite knowing that surrogacy was the safest option for her, there were moments when she struggled with not being the one to carry her child. For some, surrogacy can feel like an impersonal or distant way to have a baby, but Munn noted that her bond with May was never in question. The emotional and physical connection she had with her daughter, even from afar, was real and undeniable. She spoke often of the moment she first saw May, and how overwhelming it was to hold her daughter for the first time, knowing how hard the journey had been to get there. For Munn, becoming a mother was an achievement that transcended the traditional expectations of pregnancy and childbirth. The experience of being a parent was about more than the act of carrying a child, it was about the love and care that goes into raising a family. She and John felt incredibly fortunate to have May, and they were both incredibly hands-on as new parents, sharing duties and supporting each other through the ups and downs of early parenthood. The challenges they had faced to get to this point only deepened their appreciation for their daughter and the unique way in which they had come together as a family. Surrogacy, in many ways, is still a relatively new and sometimes misunderstood way to have children, but Olivia's story helped normalize the experience for many of her fans. Her candidness in discussing her struggles with breast cancer and her surrogacy journey was a testament to her strength and vulnerability. She used her platform not just to highlight the challenges of surrogacy, but also to show that motherhood can take many forms, and there is no one right way to become a parent. Looking back on the entire experience, Olivia expressed a deep sense of fulfillment. She had learned to trust her body again after cancer had forced her to rethink her own physical limitations. While the pregnancy itself may not have been possible for her, the journey to becoming a mother was ultimately one that reinforced her belief in resilience and hope. For Munn and Mulaney, the birth of May wasn't just the end of a long journey, it was the beginning of a new chapter, filled with the joy and challenges of parenthood. Their daughter's arrival was a culmination of years of uncertainty, fear, and longing, and it stood as a testament to their determination and love. As Munn and Mulaney navigated the complexities of parenthood, they also found themselves in a position of privilege, where they could share their story in hopes of helping others who may face similar struggles. They became outspoken advocates for surrogacy, reproductive health, and breast cancer awareness, using their platform to raise awareness and create a more inclusive conversation about family-building options. Olivia's openness helped others understand the nuanced emotions and decisions that come with surrogacy, and it encouraged a more compassionate and informed discussion around this increasingly popular method of family building. Ultimately, Olivia Munn's journey to motherhood, fraught with personal and health challenges, became a powerful reminder of the strength of the human spirit.